It said vagina.
I don't know what it said there.
This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, this is Taylor.
Hey, Taylor.
This is Nicole and Mickey.
Yep. And the rest of Freedom Corner.
Good to meet you guys.
You too.
Oh, good to meet you guys.
Welcome to DC.
Hey, it's my birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Happy birthday, dear Taylor. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you guys. Isn't that crazy? My first day in the J6 wing is my birthday. This is the best birthday present I could wish for.
Oh my.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Taylor. So today's your first day. Where are you from?
I am from the Seattle, Washington area, a town called Kingston, Washington, across the Puget Sound, for anybody that's familiar. My name's Taylor Johnatakis. I'm a father of 5 beautiful children who all live at home, 17, 14, 11, 6, and 4. And, of course, my beautiful wife. We've homeschooled our children all this time, so she's at home keeping down the fort while I'm here.
All right. Well, say hey to your beautiful wife just in case she's watching.
I will.
He says hey. Yeah. All right. Well, it sounds like you have a beautiful family. And how long have you been? Like, when did you get arrested, Taylor?
I got arrested on February. Yeah, I got arrested on February 11th, 2021. I was the first person that sedition hunters used facial recognition to turn in, and so I've been. Yeah, I believe I was one of the first 50 indicted. I was indicted on January 7th, so I was kind of one of the originals. But I was released on my own recognizance. I was arrested the same day as Ethan Nordine. So, and we're both from the state of Washington. And I had my trial last week, right before Thanksgiving. I was convicted on Tuesday, and of course I was remanded unexpectedly. And so I spent the last week in the DC intake lockdown prison thing going on there, or jail. I don't know exactly why you described that. It's kind of a nightmare. And now I'm here.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you to get in there. I've been following your trial and stuff, and I was really shocked they remanded you, and I'm sorry I wasn't there. Was your wife here for your trial?
No, she wasn't. She stayed at home with the kids. I've gone to multiple hearings by myself, and we just kind of handled it. So yeah, it is what it is. This wasn't expected to be remanded, but this is just part of the process, and this isn't fair for anybody. But the system's not fair in and of itself at this point. So
it's really not.
It is what it is.
It is. And I applaud you for taking the government to task. I know it's a tough thing to do. My husband did it, so, my family's been through it, and, we understand, and I just hope your wife and your kids, you can talk to the guys inside, and if y'all aren't already associated with some Jan 6 communities, there's quite a bit of support that, out there.
Yeah. My wife should be reaching out to you guys soon. And we feel a sense of community here, and this is a big deal. But I've got a degree in political science. That's kind of my background, and this is the way government operates. This isn't new. We're not the first group of people that have been politically prosecuted. I won't say persecuted, but we've been politically prosecuted. And this is the way the world works. And I think a lot of us have kind of been in a little bit of a bubble, thinking that America wasn't like this, but it is, and here we are. So, yeah, I just, I hope people kind of become aware about it, and I hope that what's happening to the January 6th folks in general sheds light on the judicial system in and of itself, and some of the problems that the judicial system has. I just spent a week sharing a cell wall with someone who's been indicted on first-degree murder, premeditated murder, and conspiracy charges, and some attempted murder charges. And he's in there talking about, oh, I'm probably only going to serve 7 years, 10 years, and I'm thinking, are you kidding me, man? For murder? I got rowdy at the Capitol, and I might be looking at the same amount of time. The world is just upside down right now with stuff like that.
It is. It truly is. And, my heart goes out to your family with all your kids at home and everything. It is just so tough. And you going all the way to, and putting your family through going to task. I tell people all the time, the government, I don't think, was truly prepared for what they undertook also when it came time for it. And when you look at 700 pleas, and it's already overloaded the system. If everyone would have gone to task, it would have shut it down.
Well, if you go review my case transcripts, there's a couple of them that have been posted or will be shortly posted as the 90 days expires. I self-represented, and which is not an accurate statement, but I didn't testify in my hearing. I didn't argue the facts, the law, the jurisdiction, or the venue. I simply asked questions. Everything I said in court was a question, and it put some things out there. For example, Judge Lambert, I can say this because he said it in court. He said that he's not operating an Article III court. He's operating a court under the jurisdiction of the legislature. So think about that for a second. It's no different than a traffic court, right? We have this big idea that this is a constitutional court. These are Article III judges, but yet he said in court on the transcript that he's operating under the authority that the legislature gives him. Well, if that's the case, the legislature can fix this. So I call on Mike Johnson to fix this, right? That he's not operating under a judicial branch. He's operating under the legislative branch. This is a fact. This is on the record. Judge Lambert stated it in court. So the solutions are out there.
Yes, exactly. I've heard Judge Lambert say that before, and I've been so curious actually about Judge Lambert because he's on senior status, and his caseload is ginormous. He has so many Jan 6 cases.
You know what, he is a workhorse. Judge Lambert is absolutely a workhorse, and I have to say, Judge Lambert said in one of my hearings, these cases are hard for him. He struggles with these cases. He's not used to people sitting in front of him that have lived a good life, that aren't truly criminal, and have that. He said he's not used to having sentencing hearings where family is there crying. He's not used to having sentences where there's letters of support that are valid and good. But these are serious cases, and he has to dispose of them as a criminal matter. His hands are tied. So are a lot of these judges. Their hands are tied. Their hands are tied by the legislature. A judge who's appointed for life should have the ability to look at this case or any of these cases and throw them out or sentence them however they want to do it. That's why they're appointed for life. But when the judge says, I can't deviate from the sentencing guidelines, that's because his hands have been tied by the legislature. And so that's something that we have to look at as Americans. We have to look at our system and say, hey, what happened to these Article III courts? Is there really a third branch of government called the judicial branches, or is that only the Supreme Court? Right? Like, what's the point of these, quote, federal courts if they're operating under legislative jurisdiction? It doesn't compute. And I didn't go in there arguing jurisdiction, by the way. I just went in there asking questions. Right? Judge, if you're an Article III judge, do you not sit in all cases in law and equity? And the answer was no. Go read Article 3 of the Constitution. So when an Article 3 judge says he does not sit in cases of law and equity, but only sits in cases of which the legislature gives him jurisdiction, then we're not operating in the third branch of government, are we?
Uh-oh, we're getting an education.
So frustrating.
I know.
Yeah, it really is. But,
you call in every night and give us
I don't fault Judge Lambert for doing what he has to do. I think he's a good man. He does what he has to do, and however he rationalizes things. But at the end of the day, it's not these judges necessarily. It's the system that they're tied to as well, in my opinion.
All right, I love that you called in, and I love it that you are a political science person. You could probably educate us and educate them inside on a lot of different aspects. So I'm sorry you're in this situation like all of us, but once again, you know, with the dignity and everything, I can tell that you're going through it. I'm proud of y'all and you.
You know what? There's lots of us as forefathers who gave a lot more for this country and for our rights and freedom. And it will require a lot of us to give a lot for our rights and freedom and to reestablish our rights and freedom. One of the things that's unique about my case is in every hearing, once I decided to speak for myself and act on my own behalf, was that I reserved all my rights with explicit reservation and without prejudice. That's a significant phrase, and that comes with a lot of things like your right to a speedy trial, your right to see all the exculpatory evidence, your right to confront the accusers. There's a lot of rights that when we enter into the system as it is set up today, that we waive. We need our rights in a courtroom more than anywhere else on the planet. Why would we walk into a courtroom and start waiving our rights? That doesn't make any sense to me, right? Now, maybe I'm just a hillbilly from Washington State, but Judge, if you can't protect my rights, who will? Why is the system set up where the first thing you do is you waive your rights? It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever.
Do you have a good support group back in Seattle area? Do you have a good group of patriots back there?
I have a wonderful family. I have a wonderful extended family on both my side and my wife's side. And my family is, they're struggling. My children especially are struggling with this, me being remanded and in custody at this point. But we have a good support group. This will not break us. We've been through tough things in the past, and we'll go through tough things in the future. This isn't going to break us. This will pass. Time will go by, the sun will rise, the sun will set, and someday this will be over. And, we just hold on to that hope, and we constantly say to ourselves, the admonition of Christ, consider the lilies, like how they blossom. There's been so many blessings along the way, angels that have come into our path. Just this last week in the lockdown that I was on, one of the black inmates that was on detail, I became friends with him, and he was an angel to me. He protected me, and he helped me. As long as we're watching for those little blessings, they will appear. There's a lot of people that want to do good, and our role right now is in some ways to give those people opportunity to do good and to be better. And that's just how I feel about this. Is just stand tall, take it like a man, and just remember others have had it much worse. And, there's always someone that's got it worse than you do.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing. It means so much to the people that watch our live streams. It means a lot to us. Those words of encouragement coming from a place where you are right now, it shows a lot of strength and depth. And, my prayers for your kids. It's tough. And, luckily our kids were older and it was still hard. So, our prayers are with your family.
Sorry, Taylor.
Uh-oh.
I know. Give it up to Taylor, you guys. Come on. I mean, that is a patriot right there. That is a patriot right there. I'm so proud of him and just everything. You want to do the roll call, David?